Northwest Schools Kidder Middle School Director of Bands, Jasmine Haas. Jasmine, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on the show. It's nice to be here.
Well, your band program all throughout the district is very, very highly regarded.
Oh, thank you.
How long have you been at the middle school?
This is my 5th year at the middle school. It's my 5th year teaching. It was my first job fresh out of college.
Awesome. Where'd you go to school?
Western Michigan University.
Cool. So, being a music teacher, are you a musician yourself?
I am, yes. I, in addition to my degree in music education, also have a degree in music performance as well.
What's your instrument or instruments?
French horn and violin, primarily.
Aren't we just supposed to call it horn?
See, you believe it, but every time I say horn, everyone says which one.
Yeah.
So I specify, but thank you for knowing.
I just learned that last week. So
Very nice.
you've got, we were talking before the show, the Mountie Marching Band in high school is so highly regarded, and it's got to be because there's a start, there's a feeder, a farm system.
Yeah, it's great being in a community that does have such high regard for the band program. Lots of community members know the Marching Mounties, and it's sort of kind of a circle that they want their students to be a part of the Marching Mounties, and so we have lots and lots of family support for the band program, lots of students interested in the band program, so it's nice to be in a community that values how important music and marching band and that experience is for students.
So director of bands, plural, what are the bands that you have at Kidder?
So there is the beginner band, which is mostly 6th grade students, followed by then the 7th grade concert band, and then the 8th grade symphonic band. So we're made up of 3 bands at the middle school level.
And are they all mutually exclusive with the students, or do you have kids that are in more than one band?
They are all sort of mutually exclusive. It would be really unusual to have a student have band twice in one day. I don't think my counselors would like me very much if I asked to do that. But it's nice because they get to grow with each other. So if you're in band in 6th grade, then you're kind of with the same classmates and graduate up through the ranks.
So how many kids are, well, let's talk about beginner band. How many kids are in the beginner band?
Currently, I have about 120 students in the beginner band, which is really great, up from the past couple of years when COVID kind of took a hit on our program. We weren't able to recruit as usual, but this past year we were able to do our normal recruiting and kind of get back up to those over 100 numbers, which is awesome.
Now, does every kid have a hands-on instrument?
Yes, every student has an instrument of their own. They have it to play and practice. They can take it back and forth and use it kind of at their own discretion.
So you're not composing and producing music on tablets or iPads?
Nope. We make music all hands-on with physical instruments.
Do you compete in the middle school band competitions?
We'd go to an event called MSBOA Festival that's hosted kind of across the state. There are different districts that MSBOA is Michigan State Band and Orchestra Association. Kind of divides us up into districts, and we go to festival to receive feedback and scores from judges. It's not necessarily a ranked competition, but there is, they'll post kind of what scores each band gets, and the kids like to see, these, we got straight ones is kind of what we want to go for.
That's the best score you can get in band. 1. 1.
That is true. Stands for superior, which is great.
Are your students involved in other things at school?
Yes. Many of our students are involved in things like sports and different clubs like Girls Who Code and Yearbook, as well as sports like football and cross country, basketball. We have a lot of basketball players, volleyball players in our program. So we like to say that our students are really well-rounded in the band program because many of them do participate in other activities, and we encourage that.
Yeah, well, I think it's neat to see, like when you look at high school, at homecoming, when the football players are the homecoming court, or they're in the high school band, or it's usually the mark of a small class or a small school, but it's also, demonstration of well-rounded students.
Yeah, our homecoming king this year was the high school drum major of the marching band, the conductor, which is really neat.
Now, do you have the Mountie mascot at Kidder Middle School?
We do, yeah.
Is it a smaller version?
It's it's more of a, rather than dressing up, we have a large Mountie who kind of greets you when you come in the door. He's made of plywood or something. I'm not
Oh,
really
okay.
sure.
All right, so it's not, it doesn't perform a skit.
Not quite. Not as alive as the high school or high school Mountie mascot. Yeah.
To get into the bands, do you have competition? Do you have to audition to be in one of the bands?
Nope. If you want to be in band, you can be in band. There's no audition. There's no prerequisites. You can just sign up to be in class.
The uniforms in the high school, I think, was one of the drawing points. Someone would want to be in that band because of the uniform.
Definitely.
Do you have a similar middle school band uniform?
It's not exactly. We just have sort of a dress-down polo. So if we were going to do sort of like the outside stuff, we might have a uniform like that. But since we're indoors, we don't want them to be all decked out in the wool uniforms.
Yeah.
I think we'd have a lot of kids dropping if they were all gussed up like that. But yeah, we just have a pretty sleek athletic polo that they wear.
Do you have a halftime show at any of the football games, the 7th or 8th or JV games?
We don't at the middle school level, but I do offer the 8th grade students who would potentially be with the Marching Mounties next year the opportunity to join us at a football game. So they don't necessarily perform, but they get the opportunity to see the behind the scenes. They help do things like set up the podiums, hand out water bottles. They carry the banner at the front of parades. That's usually 8th grade students who are doing that for us.
What's the number one instrument that a middle school student wants to play if they already aren't with an instrument?
We get a lot of requests for drums, percussion,
Yeah.
trumpets, and things like that. But the cool thing is that students get the opportunity before they join band. We visit them in 5th grade to try out all the different instruments and see which one they're sort of most gravitated toward, the one they have the most natural aptitude toward to make a sound. And some students who might not have really been interested in the clarinet, let's say, they think like, oh, well, I made a great sound in the clarinet, so I want to play the clarinet. And we sort of help them find their natural aptitude with that.
Well, when I was in elementary school, I chose the clarinet, and it was one of the stupidest things I ever did.
Oh, no. I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, I don't think I'm musically inclined. I really wasn't successful. I didn't really play in the band concerts. I just pretended,
Oh, no.
but I got found out.
Oh,
So
well,
that was the end of my music career.
that's all right. You found something that you're even more talented at, which is
Thanks.
hosting a show.
The reeds too. I didn't like the reed, but I understand now they're even flavored.
They make flavored reeds, but they're not great for your instrument, so I
Ah.
tell the kids to steer clear of those.
So this is the very busy time for schools and bands getting ready for the holidays. What have you guys got going at Kidder Middle School?
Well, we're preparing for our winter concert on December 15th. That is our beginners' premiere performance. They haven't had a concert yet because they've been stuck playing Hot Cross Buns for the last little while, but we're gearing up with more advanced music to prepare for that concert in about a month, 5 weeks or so. And then we'll also feature the 7th and 8th graders playing their holiday music at that time as well.
That's awesome. And people will be welcome to attend these holiday concerts.
Yes, they are free at Northwest High School Cafetorium.
Oh, great to hear about the KMS program.
Yeah,
in music.
thank you.
Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
The director of bands at Kidder Middle School, Northwest Schools. Did I call you something wrong? Did I give you a wrong name earlier?
I don't think so.
No. Jasmine Haas.
Haas,
Right.
yes.
Okay. All right. It says something completely different here.
Oh, fun.
Thanks to Jasmine.